What's going on, guys? Got another comic book haul video for you. I have a giant stack of books here. There's about 50 total. Most of these are dollar books I got from A Plus Collectibles in Lexington, Kentucky about 2 weeks ago. They have two stores in the Lexington area. Both of them have a ton of dollar boxes, so it's a really fun store to dig through. The one that I went to, they had, probably 50 long boxes. Well, no, maybe 20 long boxes and then about 20 short boxes too. They have a whole bunch of short boxes, which I like digging through because they don't take as long to dig through as long boxes, obviously, and it doesn't feel quite so time consuming, even though I'm sure it's the same amount of time. It feels like you get through more when you're digging through short boxes, to me, for some reason. But anyway, it's a really good store. The one that I went to, they do a deal where if you buy, the more you buy, the bigger discount you get. Sorry, my dog's playing with toy, as he always does when I start recording. So I bought 50 books, and they gave you, I think it's either 25 or 35% discount. So they come out to, maybe like 75 cents a book. I got, I think $45 books and then some 5 priced books that I'll show at the end, but they count just the regular priced back issues with that bulk discount too. So since I bought $45 books and 5 regular back issues, they gave me the discount. So everything with tax ended up just being a little over $50 for everything. So it's basically $1 a book. So I was really happy with that. I picked up a lot of cool stuff. So we'll get started here with this Art of Homage Studios. This is a kind of not really a source book, but a profile history, brief history, I guess, of Homage Studios. This was Jim Lee's studio when he went to Image. He and Will Sportasio, Jim Lee, Mark Silvestri, and Scott Williams. You can see there on the cover. So I read through this. They had some cool pinups and from J. Scott Campbell. There's like a 4-page story from something that had never come out, like Captain Carrot or something. No, not Captain Carrot. Hold on. I thought I remember, but apparently not. Let me open it up here. It was fun. They got the floor plan of the office in there, so it's pretty entertaining. And there's some Joe Chiodo pinups too. I thought that was cool. Captain Pyro and the West Coast Pirates. So this is the J. Scott Campbell story. Just kind of a 4-page, looked like a promo almost. Just kind of something they do to drum up support, I guess, for a book. I don't know how it works really, but it's a really fun book. Once I got it open, where is that other? They do some of the swimsuit stuff with J. Scott Campbell, of course, and then there's some more swimsuit dinosaurs. That was a cool Joe Chiodo pinup, I thought. So yeah, it's got some sketch stuff in there too. It talks about how Will Sportasio and Scott Williams were, I think it said they were high school friends, so that's how they met, which was cool. And then Scott Williams, of course, he's basically Jim Lee's inker ever since then. So just a cool little fun thing. Happy to pick that up for $1. Next, I got Dial H. So I actually ended up buying probably more DC in this one stack than I have probably in the last year, just because I was looking through some of my favorite artists that I've discovered since I got back into collecting, and I was trying to find some of their work where they were doing the interiors instead of just covers, and a few of them got their starts and did interiors for a lot of DC stuff. So it was cool to pick up some of this stuff. I don't usually collect DC, but stuff I did find was pretty cool. This first one is Dial H. This has it's a Brian Boland cover, but the interior art is Mateus Santaluco. I discovered him from the IDW Ninja Turtles run. He did the interior art for a while. He stopped doing that and mostly does covers now. But he did the first 6 issues on this Dial H series, so I'm going to pick all those up. The story is pretty fun. Basically this guy dials a phone number, and then this hero appears, and then halfway through the book he dials it again when he's in trouble, and that hero appears. So it's pretty cool, something I'd never seen before, never heard of, so I was pleasantly surprised. Next artist I'm looking for interiors for is Harvey Tolabau. I came across him. He did the interior arts on that Psylocke miniseries that David Finch does the covers for, and I saw somebody showing the second print of number 1, and it was an interior art by Harvey Tolabau, and it was really cool. So I looked up him and found some of his books where he did the interiors on, and he did a little run here on this Green Arrow New 52. It was funny. So I got 7, 8, and 9, and this little 3-issue arc was really entertaining. It's kind of a mashup of King Lear and Frankenstein, so that was fun. And then he didn't do number 10, but the completist in me had to get number 10 because I got 7, 8, 9, 10, and then I got these other two, 11 and 12. So these are the last two on this Green Arrow run that he did. These were not as good as the first 3 issue arc that he did, like that King Lear one. This one was okay. The art's really good. The story just a little wacky. It has got stuff with like Occupy Wall Street and then like going to China and fighting this guy. So not sure how that's going to turn out. I don't expect a lot from comic book stories, especially the superhero stuff. So I'll keep buying it just because the art's cool. And actually, even though Harvey Tolabau stops after issue 12, another one of the artists I've discovered from the IDW Ninja Turtles run, Freddie Williams II, he picks up that Green Arrow run for the next 4 issues, so I'm going to keep an eye out on those. Keep an eye out for those, too. And Freddie Williams did the interiors on this one. It's called Run. I guess it's some kind of epilogue story to after the Final Crisis event that DC did in 08 or 09. This is July 09. So this looks like to be a 6-issue miniseries. This first issue is pretty funny. It's got the guy on the cover. There's like the Human Flame. He's got a fire suit that he shoots flame out of. Like in the book, it's just there's 2 of those. So it's just he's like shooting out of his nipples, and he's got another nozzle on his crotch. So it's pretty entertaining. Again, not much of a story, but the art is pretty amusing, or the art's pretty good and the story's amusing. So I'll pick up the rest of this run because Freddie Williams does the interiors on those as well. I found a bunch of good cartoon books down there too, so I was able to grab The Simpsons number 3 and Bartman number 2. I remember when these came out. These were the early Bongo issues. I'm still trying to find numbers 1 for both of these series. I'm not sure if I'll be able to find those in dollar bins. Those are, probably about $10 or so now. But I'll keep looking just because I remember buying those off the shelf and have some great affection and nostalgia for that. Speaking of which, got some Beavis and Butthead stuff. Number 2, number 3, and number 4. So I was happy to find those. Again, I'm not sure if I'll be able to find number 1 in the dollar bins. That's there's 2 versions of that. There's like the regular version, and then I think it's the pink club version. That one carries a little bit more value, but still only between like $10 and $20, I think. So I'll keep looking. Hopefully I can find them. Next, I found a Blood Wolf run. This is kind of Rob Liefeld's creation. He did this is his creation, kind of like Deadpool in that he breaks the 4th wall. When Liefeld first created Deadpool, he wasn't doing all that 4th wall breaking stuff. It was, I can't remember the writer that started doing that with him, but when Liefeld created him, he was just a mercenary basically. So this Blood Wolf character, this is another Liefeld creation that's more of the 4th wall breaking type. So he had a little mini series there, and this first cover says "Run OJ Run," which I guess this was right around the time the OJ Simpson trial, maybe. But there's like 3 different variants of this number 1 where the word bubbles are different. There's one where he's like saying something about Jim Lee, and I can't remember the other one, but Just kind of funny. So I found number 1, number 3, and number 4. Just like the covers on those. It's reminiscent of Lobo. I think Lobo was riding a spaceship that was shaped like a gun at some point, but God, how 90s is that? Just a spaceship that's shaped like a gun. That's beautiful. And I found another one of these parody press comics. This one's, I could not figure out what this actually said. I thought it said bloody knot, which is something that sounds disgusting, but I think it's just bloody hot. The parody of Bloodshot, obviously. It's got the chromium, like foily cover and everything. I do like this. He's got his pump shoes on, so again, just can't get more 90s than that, so happy to find that. Got some more Liefeld goodness here. This is Hawk and Dove number 6 from the New 52. This is him drawing Batman on the cover there. I think this might be the last one I needed to complete the run. I think he did like 10 issues of the New 52 when Hawk and Dove got rebooted with all the other ones, so just happy to find that. Speaking of Lobo, got Lobo Demon Halloween special. It's about a week and about 9 or 10 days till Halloween, so I've been picking up Halloween books since it's that time of year, so just good stuff. Found Lola number 3. This is that series by Saya Oum. I'm just trying to get this. I think this first one was a 6-issue miniseries, so this is I think this is the second or third book that I've found, so just really like her art style, and she does the interiors as well. And I just discovered her YouTube channel too, which is pretty cool. It shows her going through the process of doing art for comics, and then she talks over it to kind of discuss her process and everything. So if you're interested in that, check it out. It's pretty cool. Another Halloween themed book here. We've got Lord Pumpkin. I found number 1 around this time last year, so I was happy to find number 2. And if you ever are interested, these are flip books. These Ultraverse. So I think it's a 4-issue miniseries, and they're all on the flip side of these Necromantra books. So I just really like the colors on this. I haven't read it. I'm sure it's ridiculous, but it's just fun Halloween stuff. Next, we've got a Dynamic Forces variant for Nemesis issue 4. This is a 4-issue series by Mark Millar and Steve McNiven. I really liked. I found all the issues for $1 or $2. And I think I have another variant for issue 4 where Mark Millar draws it, which is kind of funny because he's obviously known as a writer, and his artistic abilities for drawing are not that great, but still better than I could do. So I was happy to find that. And then this looks like Steve McNiven drawing the cover. I think this might just be a panel from inside. I'm not sure, but this is a really fun miniseries, and good writer, good artist, so anytime I find a variant of something like that for cheap, I'll pick it up. This is another one of those DC books by one of my favorite artists. This is Brett Booth doing the interiors. And let me see. I think he did a pretty sizable run on this Nightwing series. I'm not sure. I've got it in my Comic Geeks app, the full run, so I can grab them, but I don't think there's too many expensive issues in this Nightwing. I think his first miniseries from the early 2000s has like 1 and 2. Those are like $10 or $20, but I think the New 52 stuff is all like dollar bin fodder now, so I was happy to find that. And then another Brett Booth interior work is this Superman 28. He did 28 and 29, so just a pair of issues in this New 52 run, so I was happy to find that. And then more cartoon stuff here. Found a big chunk of my Ren and Stimpy books that I'm trying to get. So again, still don't have number 1 with the cool scratch and sniff cover, but found number 8 here with the Maltese Falcon homage, number 9 where Stimpy goes native, it looks like. Number 10, where they are farting in the bubble bath, I'm sure. Number 11, just a crazy fun Ren cover. Number 12, Ren's nightmare has come true and he's surrounded by Stimpies. 14, just a cool homage to a wanted poster from the Old West. Number 15, looks like a Christmas issue maybe. That's cool. This one's really fun. Number 16, it's got Stimpy as the Elvis stamp. So I really like that one. Number 17, looks like this might be a circus plot or something, not sure. Number 18, Ren and Stimpy go to war. Number 20, there's the Muddy Mud Skipper? Muddy Mud Flipper? I can't remember that guy's name, but looks like they're on a talk show. And then the last one is number 21. Just looks like Ren's having another nightmare about Stimpy performing singing in a show or something. I don't know. But love the Ren and Stimpy stuff. So anytime I can find those for $1, I will grab them if I don't already have them. As next book is, I thought it was a promo comic because it has, where is it? Pioneer the Art of Entertainment there on the right, bottom right. But I think it has nothing to do with that. I think maybe they were just giving it out or something. Just a cool wraparound cover. Like I said, I've never seen this before. I'm not sure what kind of promo it was or anything, but it's cool black and white manga style art. So I like picking that weird stuff up. Speaking of manga style art, we've got Shadow Gear number 1. The cover just caught my eye on this one. This is a 3-issue miniseries that I found. Let's see, there's number 1, number 2, and number 3. I'd never heard of this before, but the covers just caught my eye. I read through it. It's pretty good. It's kind of a cool, cyberpunk story where this girl's a hybrid. She's got machines in her and she's got some weird chip in her that her father made, and bad guys are trying to find her. She's trying to avenge her father and all that kind of fun stuff. So the art's pretty good. It's all black and white on the inside. Lots of good action and pretty decent story. Like I said, something I'd never heard of. I'd never heard of the artist. It's called Locke, Locke. I checked online and he had some other stuff where he's written, but I think this was the only thing where he did the art on. I don't think he did the covers. I really like the cover for number 2. I'm not sure who that is, but I really like that cover. But he did some other, Locke, the writer on this one, did another kind of manga style book called First Shot or Last Shot or something. That looked interesting, so I might keep my eyes out for that if I ever see those. Alright, let's see. A couple more here. Found a fun Transformers G.I. Joe book. The art on this one just caught my eye. It's Tom Scioli. He does the interior arts in this style as well. It's kind of a watercolor cartoonish look. I don't know. It's pretty interesting. Some of the pages are good, some of them are not so good, but it's definitely a unique art style. So I'm not sure how long this series ran. This is issue 6, and I was flipping through it. There's a preview for number 7 at the end, so at least ran 7 issues. But I was happy to find that for less than cover. Found a cool Star Trek adaptation, Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country. Just cool painted cover. Star Trek 6, definitely one of my favorite Star Trek movies. A lot of fun. So I was happy to find the comic adaptation for $1. Next, we got the Wildstorm number 2. This is the Jim Lee cover. He did the covers on the first 12 of these. I'd read the first 6. I got the trade of the first 6 from the library and read through those. It was pretty fun. And I've got the second one sitting here next to me. I'm going to read through those too. The second 6 issues. So it's just kind of a retelling of some of the origins of, that's Grifter on the front. It's basically the Wildcats that he created as his first Image book. I think Grifter was in the Wildcats, wasn't he? Yeah. I haven't seen Spartan yet, but they've got Void and Oh, a couple of the other ones. I can't remember now. But it's been pretty fun so far. Warren Ellis is one of my favorite writers, so I'll happily read it as long as he's writing it. I think it's got 24 on there, so it probably ran for 2 years. So happy to find that. Another Halloween book, just Wildstorm Trilogy of Terror. Just a cool, almost looks like a Scooby-Doo or Indiana Jones cover with the torches. So that's the last of the dollar books. The rest of these, or that were in the dollar bins, I guess. The rest of these were in the regular price back issues, and they're all X-Force books and then one magazine. So I got this X-Force #1, the second printing. This is the I can't remember what year this is from. Earlier mid-2000s, I think. Clayton Crane did the covers. I don't know if he did the interiors as well. I didn't look through. But the reason I got it was basically because of this one, #4. This is the second printing bloody variant. That first one, yeah, that one's not bloody. All the rest of these are like the bloody variants or whatever. I really liked this cover. So the price tag was $4. I think either that one or this one. It's another Bloody Angel variant. One of these goes for between $40 or $50 on eBay. I just really like the covers, so I was happy to find them for $4. It ended up being about $1 a piece. So these covers are really nice. I just grabbed those. I grabbed 4 after I saw 4 and 5. I just grabbed 1 and 6 as well. So I need 2 and 3, I guess. Still, I'm not sure how long the bloody variant covers were going on. This is another one. He's got not quite as much blood as Angel, but he's got a little spatter on his face. So, and that's #6. And then the last book I got is a magazine. This is Wizard #61. I just grabbed this because it's got a cool Ghost in the Shell cover. Masamune Shirow doing it. They did the review of the Ghost in the Shell movie, the anime on the inside. That's why he's did the cover, I guess. This is the B cover. I think Hulk is on the regular A cover, and it's interesting. There's a story in here. I guess this was right around the time where Mark Silvestri left Image, and I always thought that Liefeld was the first one to leave Image, but I guess it was Silvestri. So this is right around the time they were doing where Jim Lee and Liefeld were about to launch the Heroes Reborn with Marvel in '96. So I'm not sure if there was like infighting or whatever between the Image people or not, but it's kind of interesting. And the Wizards are very much just a time capsule of what was going on at the time. Like I said, the Heroes Reborn stuff was happening. That Ghost in the Shell movie was coming out. They did some stunt casting for a Superman movie, and they cast my man Rob Estes from Silk Stockings as the lead, which would have been hilarious. But obviously that didn't happen. And if you ever want to get really sad, go look at the price guide for some of the comics from the mid-90s and see what you could have got for, $20. It's worth hundreds or thousands now. But like I said, just kind of a fun time capsule. Just really cool cover. It ended up being $1 after all the discounts and everything. So anyway, pretty big stack this time, guys. Like I said, A+ Collectibles in Lexington, Kentucky is a really good store. Lots of fun stuff to dig through. So if you're ever in the area, check out either of their locations. It's a lot of fun. So that's going to do it for this haul, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you later.